Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Well today guys, I'm going to do part 185. The last time we started talking to Aggron and getting him to trust me, it didn't actually take him long, even though he literally got hurt by his trainer and abandoned from him not that long before I started the conversation. So, it's insane that he gained my trust that quickly. Um, but I just told him that was cool because he told me about something with Snorlax, and here's what he says to that. That's not even the coolest part. Snorlax can also heal himself with the move of rest, so if he does end up taking a lot of damage, he can actually fall asleep and recover all of his health. So not only is he great at taking hits, but he can also heal himself with ease as well. The main problem with rest the move rest is that unless your Pokemon is holding a Chesto Berry, that unless your Pokemon unless your Pokemon is holding a certain berry, certain berry, berry, or you have an awakening, your Pokemon will be asleep for 3 turns. Are you kidding me? Hopefully this time it flipping works. I had to re-say all of that. I just said the problem with rest is that your Pokemon will be asleep for 3 turns. The only way to wake them up early is if they are holding a berry or if they have an awakening. Also, if your Pokemon like you, they can sometimes wake themselves up. Here's what he says. Yeah, that's true that rest can leave your Pokemon asleep for too long, which leaves them open to being attacked, which is a good big issue, honestly. However, it also can be very good. The sleeping can help your opponent get frustrated waiting for sleep to end, and it also allows you time to heal your Pokemon as well. Honestly, rest is just a double-edged sword that can either be extremely helpful or completely destroy your whole strategy. Yeah, and some Pokemon are too can't take hits well enough to survive more than 2 turns. Yep. Exactly. That's a good point you mentioned. If your Pokemon just can't survive multiple hits and keep going, then rest is literally uh bleh. I think rest should only be used on those who have great defensive statistics, like Snorlax for example. Or even legendaries like Lugia. Period. Although he also gets recover. Yeah, you're right. Legendary Pokemon generally have a lot of health and good defenses. meaning they can take more hits and survive longer. This gives them time to use rest and recover their health without instantly dying from low health. I've actually also befriended a few Lugias too. Lugias too. Period. His jaw's gonna drop to the floor. Wow. Wait, they're very gentle and kind? Really? That's pretty cool. I've heard Lugia are naturally very gentle and kind Pokemon. You must have been really nice to them and respected them if they made friends with you. I just take care of all my Pokemon, and they pay me back in spades later on. Taking care of your Pokemon is extremely important if you want them to love and trust you. If you treat them with love and care, they will give the same back later on. If you treat them with neglect or, well, let's not get into that too much. I would never hurt my Pokemon on purpose. Period. Every time I have accidentally hurt them, I feel terrible. Even if it was by accident. I can completely understand and relate to that, honestly. Even just accidentally hurting your Pokemon can make you feel horrible in the end. It hurts you a lot and it hurts them as well. They trust that you are there to love and protect them, not hurt them. Yeah. Exclamation point. It's even more bad when your Pokemon faint. Period. Yeah, when your Pokemon faint, it feels really, really awful. You feel bad on so many levels, and it just breaks your heart when that happens. You want to be able to protect them and keep them alive for their own safety, but when they faint because you weren't strong enough, it destroys you mentally. I'm glad you understand. Period. Period. Most people just call me crazy for loving on my Pokemon the way I do. I honestly hate people like that when they mock and make fun of someone for loving their Pokemon too much. All it proves is that those people are heartless and they don't actually care about their Pokemon's safety and health. Yeah, period. Pokemon really does help me mentally as well. That's true. Pokemon are honestly very good for mental health as well. They can help someone relax and lower stress and anxiety by just being there. Exactly. Thank you, Aggron. Pokemon that have a friendly nature can also comfort someone in times of crisis or even help them recover after experiencing a lot of emotional trauma like a loss in the family. Sweet Arceus. A lot of my Pokemon have been there for me. Oh, come on. A lot of my Pokemon have been there for me. For me. That's honestly really nice and honestly proves that Pokemon are really good at helping with mental health problems. When someone needs them the most, they are always there with you, loving you and helping you with support. They help reduce the pain and make things easier. Thank you. Aggron's always been the most relatable one so far. Oh no, Baby Lugia was being nice. And Fragger was like, oh heck no. I've actually met a few Pokemon that has not had an easy time with their family or their trainers. I'm gonna tell them about some of the ones I've run into, like that Baby Lugia. Yeah, unfortunately, there are a lot of trainers out there that are very neglectful or even, I'm not saying that, towards their Pokemon. They don't care about the feelings or safety of their Pokemon at all and just treat them like tools they can use at their own will as they please. Yeah, I caught a trainer one time screaming and yelling at a poor before. Aggron is shocked to hear this and becomes angry. Really? He was screaming and yelling at Dreepy? That's absolutely awful. Why was he doing that? I don't know, period. The poor Pokemon was in tears, crying. Because of him. Because of him. Aggron is disgusted to hear this. That trainer sounds like a real jerk. I can't believe it would make Dreepy cry. That trainer's the worst kind possible, honestly. I've met a good bit of Pokemon in that situation. Period. Some of them aren't even having good relationships with their family. Oh, that's actually really nice to hear that someone have good families and don't have. Wait, I'm not even having good. Okay, that's actually pretty nice to hear that someone have good families and don't have neglectful trainers. Wish all trainers were like those ones, honestly. I have also met Pokemon that's families were not nice and was pretty mean. Period. One of them even being a sweet baby Lugia. Wait, really? You met a Lugia that had a mean family? I honestly thought all Lugia families were loving and sweet. According to what the baby said, it wasn't good. Period. He actually came home with me after I helped heal his wing. That's honestly wonderful that you helped him and also were able to take him home with you. I've heard of some of those stories before as well, where someone has taken home an orphan or abandoned baby Pokemon because they wanted to care for it. That's honestly such an amazing thing to do, and it honestly saves those Pokemon too. I have done that with a few Pokemon, including that I mentioned a while ago. Really? You helped and adopted several abandoned or neglected Pokemon? That's really nice of you, honestly. I'm really glad those Pokemon got the care they needed and that they found someone who loves them and will provide a good home for them. Speaking of, now that you're away from your trainer, what are you going to do? Are you going to live in this cave? I honestly don't know yet, and that's kind of the problem actually. I don't really know how to survive on my own in the wild, and I don't have a place to sleep either. I also haven't eaten anything in a while. I honestly haven't thought about where I'm just going next, honestly. I'm just really scared of worried that I won't survive on my own. Sweet Arceus. You said you were hungry, right? I got some berries if you want some. I wonder if he's gonna be okay with that. Aggron, surprised and grateful you offered. You'll share some? Really? I have plenty of them. That's perfect. Thank you very much. I'll eat some berries offered, but maybe I have to put it on the thing. Do you want anything else? Question mark. Maybe some meat if you have any. But I'll eat anything honestly. I'm too hungry to be picky. I don't really have anything to cook it on. Is it okay for you to eat it raw? Or would it hurt you? I can actually eat things raw. It's not a problem at all. I'm just really hungry and need some food, honestly. Okay, exclamation point. What about some steak? He probably don't care. He's like, who cares? It's food. Really? You have steak? That sounds delicious. Here you go. I hope you love it. Aggron takes the steak and starts eating it without using any utensils. He finishes the entire thing in just under 5 minutes. Are you kidding me? This is delicious. I'm glad you liked it. Aggron's completely satisfied and grateful you helped him with food. Thank you very much for that. It was extremely delicious and I feel much better now that I've eaten. I'm happy for you! Exclamation point. If there's anything else you need, I wouldn't mind. Watch him ask me if he. I ain't gonna even offer it to him this time. I might leave after a few minutes, but if he offers, I'll let him come with me. Well, I do have one request, actually. Would it be okay if I stay in this cave with you? Stay in this cave? Did he come in or did I come in? I thought I was the one that. I don't really have anywhere else to go, and I'm quite scared of surviving outside on my own, honestly. How about you and come to my house? Period. Unlike your old trainer, I will treat you with love and respect, just like I do all my Pokemon. Really? You really let me, a complete stranger, live at your house with you? I won't cause you any problems or anything like that. Like I said earlier, you are one of my most favorite Pokemon. My favorite Pokemon. So it doesn't bother me. Period. More friends to hang out with. And more Pokemon to add to my family. Aggron is touched by your words and blushes a little. You really mean that, honestly? And you're not lying? You won't kick me out or abandon me when you don't want me around anymore? No, I will not. Period. I take great care of the Pokemon I raise. He can count on me with that. Really, he can. Okay, I'll live at your house with you, and I promise to be good. I do have one question, though. Do I have to live in a Pokeball, or can I live outside of it? You don't have to if you don't want to. Thank you very much. I honestly don't like being in Pokeballs. I feel trapped inside and I get really scared inside of them, honestly. I also like to be able to freely move around to stretch and work out my muscles. You can do all of that at my house and relax with my other Pokemon as well. There we go. That's great to hear, honestly. I'm honestly looking forward to spending time with you and your other Pokemon. I also am hoping that maybe after some time I could become friends with your other Pokemon and earn their trust. I know some might be scared when they see me at first. Some of them may have gotten used to it. Period. I've brought along a few Pokemon that wasn't there originally. But they seem to become friends quickly. Alright. That's very good to hear, honestly. Having Pokemon be used to guests and new friends around really does help in making others more comfortable. Are you ready to go? Question mark. I am all absolutely ready to go. Lead the way. Okay, let's go. Aggron follows you out of the cave and into whatever direction you lead. He smiles a little as he walks with you. Oh, that's so sweet and cute. Do you want to meet some of my Pokemon now? Of my Pokemon now? Question mark? I have most of them in my with me right now. Yes, please. I'd like to meet them if that's alright. I want to make sure I won't accidentally upset them just by being there. Okay, period. Which one would you like to meet? Oh yeah. Actually, I was about to get into some specifics, but I'll actually wait. Maybe I could start by speaking with the one that is used to meeting new Pokemon the most. Do you have one that is usually more outgoing and less shy? Most of my Pokemon seem to be like that. Even the legendaries. Period. Really? That's pretty unusual considering some legendary Pokemon are known to be very aggressive towards anyone that isn't their trainer. If I explain the situation to them, they might make friends with you within minutes. That's very true. Legendary Pokemon are smart and quite reasonable, so if you explained about me and how I was abandoned by my old trainer, they would probably understand and would hopefully be nice to me. Hmm. I'll get one of my most favorites out. Period. Which one do you want to meet first? Or Lugia? I honestly would be interested in meeting both of them. Although I am pretty sure that Lugia would be a better first option to meet since they are much more gentle and nice than for Alligator. Alright, let's make sure we are not under anything that could hurt the Pokemon before I let him come out. Aggron looks up at the sky and makes sure nothing is overhead. Yep, everything is clear. It's safe for him to come out. Alright then, well. I'll figure it out. Lugia, come on out, my sweet little buddy. I probably shouldn't say little, because he's not little. He's 17 feet tall. Suddenly, the sky above the area you and Aggron are at starts to glow. I thought it was in a Pokeball. What the frick? The sky gets brighter and brighter. Suddenly, a gigantic shadow covers the entire area, showing that something massive is blocking the light. A giant, majestic bird-like creature is floating over you both, its wings gently beating as it slowly comes down to you both. Lugia has come out of its Pokeball. Excuse me? What in the world? Oh, wait, light. Hey, buddy. How have you been? If he starts speaking English, I'll be kind of... The giant Pokemon gives a soft... Oh my gosh, he's doing the cooing sound again. I love that. That's so cute. The giant bird-like Pokemon gives a soft coo as its eyes glimmer and it gently lands on the ground. It moves closer and gently rubs its head against your arm and makes another softer, happier cooing sound. I'm glad you're doing good. Period. I actually wanted you to meet our new friend right here. He really wanted to meet you. See if you watch it. Luigi turns his head around and looks at Aggron with a curious glare in his eye. He gives out a calm and friendly sounding coo, clearly wanting to get to know this new Pokemon that you mentioned. This is... Wait a minute. Lugia can speak English. Luigi continues to look at the new friend in curiosity, although there is now a glimmer of interest within his eyes as well, so he was analyzing Aggron's appearance and personality. This Pokemon was abandoned by his trainer, and he wasn't very nice to him. So he wanted to come with me. Lugia is now slightly concerned and also more intrigued. He looks at Aggron with a sense of understanding, knowing how bad his former trainer treated him and how much it hurt him emotionally and psychologically. I don't think it worked. Lugia can speak English. This way I can understand him. Oh. There we go. That worked. Hello there. I'm so sorry that your previous trainer was so terrible and mistreated you. Would you like to tell me more about what happened? Would you like to explain? Guys, I'm gonna stop right after this one gets read out, okay? Here's what it said. Or here's what it says. Gladly. It's honestly something I don't like talking about, but sharing it may help make myself feel better about it. My former trainer was extremely neglectful and, let's just say, not very nice towards me. Any mistake I made in battle, he would respond by screaming at me or hurting me physically. He never once complimented me or showed gratitude for anything I did. Sweet Arceus.